Floor is yours.
All right, welcome to Burn It Down NASCAR podcast. Post Atlanta, and boy, was it hot, Atlanta. And I'm just going to say, wow, and let you start talking.
Okay, well, I seen a NASCAR is jumping up for joy because let's go back. I've been thinking about this. Let's go back 5 months. It was the end of last year. They announced their Netflix series covering the chase. Okay, jump to 2 weeks before Daytona. They released that Netflix series. Post Daytona, you start seeing posts all over Twitter saying, I've never watched NASCAR before. I got drawn in from the Netflix series. It was such a good race for Daytona. I know I didn't understand how the finish was. And, I'm glad people explained it to us. I want to reiterate, you'll never see another finish like this in your life. If this is what you expect week in and week out. This is once in a blue moon finish. It was a very exciting race. Don't expect it every week. There are a lot of lulls in NASCAR. And you are just so happened you are lucky the last 2 weeks have been really good racing. I hope they stay for the lulls, because there's gonna be times where you're just gonna be boring, because it happens. Don't get me wrong, it was a great Atlanta race. The finish was amazing. It was mind blowing. The race was not even just the finish. Like, it was great racing throughout the whole race of Atlanta. Like, up and down, back and forth, in and out, passing this, passing that. Denny Hamlin spinning all over the place. I thoroughly enjoyed that race, but if anybody's paying attention, do not expect this type of excitement and entertainment from a race every race of the year. It's not gonna happen.
Well, I'm gonna be Mr. Optimistic, positive Polly here. That's 2 in a row.
Yeah, I mean, 2 super speedways.
Well, we had quite a bit of excitement out at Vegas last year, which is our next track.
Yeah, but also they haven't fixed. Well, we'll see if they fixed their short track, because that was their major problem last year.
Vegas ain't a short track.
I know, that's what I'm saying. But when they get to their
it's
short
another
track,
mile and a half, with bigger banking. But,
I expect Vegas to be good. I'm just saying, don't expect every race to be this good and exciting.
The telltale will be when they go to Phoenix after Vegas, and that's the flattest track.
We got Phoenix, we got Martinsville, we got Bristol. We got tons of short Dover.
Road course down in Texas.
Yeah, we got a lot of races. They just don't expect this type of entertainment and excitement from a race.
Every race. I do. But it was amazing. 48 at Atlanta, which is, just since the reconfig and repave, has become a drafting track, which it never was for most of its life. 48 lead changes among 14 different drivers. There were more drivers. I think that the number was 5 or 7 that weren't involved in some kind of an accident.
Yeah.
Out of 37 or 36 that started, there was only 5 or 6. I think, I can't remember because of that last wreck, if those were people that were already involved in one before.
Yeah.
But going into that last accident, the number was 7 cars on the track out of the 37 that had not been involved in something. Brian, I'm 62 years old. I'm the one drug you into this crap. When you were very young, going to tracks, Michigan, and I have sat here for the last 2 days trying to think of a race that got me more excited and glued to the TV than this race did. I go clear back to when Dale Earnhardt died. I've seen other races, clear back to 1979 when they got out of the cars and started having WWE on the infield before WWE was a thing.
Yeah.
I can't think of a race that was more exciting. It was insane.
Yep.
Those cars, they were, and this is Mr. Poly Positive here. For the first time on these new cars, and we just beginning the third season of the year, but they had so much draw up to one another, and as soon as they got, and I use, he ended up finally crashing in the end. It was just a matter of time. Chase Briscoe, that kid could chase down anybody all day long, but the second he got there, he couldn't do anything with it. And it just seemed like every time you turned around, that 14 car was coming like a freight train. But he'd stall out. Someone would side draft him. And, you and I were texting him during the race, and I was like, man, it's not over. And I didn't tell you this, but it was because Chase Briscoe was still in. He hadn't wrecked yet. And it was just that rate, and there was passing, there was racing.
There was actual racing.
They were foot in it. Nobody was half throttle. A lot of the cars, they crashed. Hamlin, it took him 2 times to put him in the garage. It just, I am having trouble finding words how much I enjoyed that race.
Yeah.
It was so cool. And you're going to have people, just because of no. The wrecking was an added bonus. It was interesting. But if you paid attention to the race, passing, there was so much action on the track that it took a lot of the pit strategies out. There wasn't one single time anybody was talking about gas mileage because it wasn't necessary.
Yep.
They had their foot in it. They were balls to the wall. That is what I live for to watch NASCAR, is a race like that. Now, yeah, you can take a little bit of the wrecking out, but I'm talking about the passing, the racing, those moves that Kyle Busch pulled on that last lap. Even his team was like, holy crap.
Yeah.
How did you do that? It was insane. And then you take in the third closest finish in NASCAR history, 0.0003 seconds. It was insane. After all the garbage that we watched all day long, to have it come down to that, and the bonus for NASCAR, Daniel Suarez.
Amigo! Mi amigos.
And, it was kind of cool afterwards where Chastain pulled up to him and, high-fived him through the door. And it was one of the coolest, funnest, most satisfying races that I can remember watching. I just don't.
If NASCAR can somehow catch that in a bottle and somehow just replicate it to all the tracks, I know you're not going to be able to, but somehow they would be on fire. But like I said, all these new viewers are getting, because the Netflix that I've seen, I just want to tell them, don't expect that every race. It was so good.
We've had 2 in a row, and again, Vegas wasn't it last year where Bubba beat up Kyle Larson?
Yeah, it was the summer race, yes. It might have been last year or the year before, but yes, where he threw him into the car. Because Bubba had a little hissy fit because he got passed by Larson.
And I got to give a shout out. I kept waiting for Bubba to cause the second or third big one, and he didn't do it. He tried a couple times there on the last two.
He had his front left valence messed up, so he can only push. He couldn't get in front.
He did a good job.
Yep, that's all he could do was push. He's the one who is he the one who gave Kyle Busch the push? I think it was.
I think it was.
Yeah,
I think it was him that pushed Kyle.
Yeah.
And Kyle, oh my God. All right. Let's move on. Suarez wins. Blaney second. Kyle Busch ended up third, and you could have thrown a blanket over all three of them. Cindric was fourth. Bubba was fifth. Stenhouse Jr. He was one of those 6 or 7 cars that didn't get involved in anything all day long. Came in at sixth. Chastain was seventh. McDowell was eighth. Your polls, that was another thing. Michael McDowell, his first poll was for this race in 467 races. So that was a nice, cool story. Buescher, he had a lot of troubles throughout the whole day, but he comes home ninth. Ty Gibbs was 10th. Harrison Burton, another one that was in multiple accidents, 11th. Truex, he was involved in a few things, but he pretty much kept it clean. He was 12th. Then you had Corey LaJoie in 13th. Kaz Grala, 14th. And he just stayed out of everybody's way is the only way he did that. That was attrition. All right, notables. Chase Elliott was 15th. William Byron, 17th. Both them had early accidents.
He got taken out by Michael McDowell on the pit road entrance. That wasn't his fault.
I know. They said McDowell locked up his brakes or something, but anyway, let's see the names. Alex Bowman, 27th. Logano, 28th. Reddick, 30th. Kyle Larson, 32nd. Keselowski, 33rd. Bell, 34th. Those are your big guys. Like I said, I can't say enough how much of it was insane. I just loved it. We tried not to talk to each other too much during the race. But man, a couple times we couldn't help it. It just, we'll get it. Oh, come on. Little yapmeisters. All right, your point standing. Official after Atlanta, Kyle Busch is your point standings leader. William Byron and Austin Cindric are each 1 point behind in second and third. Bubba Wallace, he better enjoy this. He's in fourth place, 3 behind. Blaney's in fifth. Elliott is in sixth.
Well, he's going to be up top because we're at tracks that favor Bubba. Wait till it comes actual tracks that take a little bit of skill.
Well, that would be Phoenix, Richmond.
That's what I'm saying. He'll go down. Yeah. He'll slide down.
I agree. Suarez, who is now in the championship run for one of the 16. He is in 7th. Ross Chastain is 8th. So Trackhouse Racing is both cars in the top 10. Bowman is in 9th. He's your other guy so far in the championship. Truex is 10th. Larson is 11th. On down the line, Bell is 16th. Hamlin is 19th, and he didn't beat nobody's favorite driver this week.
No.
He's going to live to regret that one. McDowell is 20th. Logano, man, what a shitty start he's had to his season. He's in 30.
Have you seen his gloves? Have you seen the gloves?
No.
They're like Spider-Man gloves. He got busted because he used them in Daytona. No one knew.
Yeah.
No one knew until
somebody ratted him out on that, I think.
Well, yeah, they'll look at the in-car camera and they see it's a huge web between here. So when they put their hand up to the window, how they normally do with their fingers like this, he just does that and it blocks off more. So when he did do it at Daytona, someone scrubbed the old footage and saw he had it. So like, well, it worked at Daytona, let's do it at Atlanta, but it was bright at Atlanta. At Daytona, it's dark. He had black gloves on, you couldn't see it. And then after his Daytona qualifying, he took the glove right off, so they didn't know until Atlanta's qualifying, and it was during the day, so they saw it on the camera. And oh yeah, I have to show you the video. It's a Spider-Man glove. It looks like, a web frog. Boom, busted.
I did not see that.
Oh my gosh. I guess I can try to show.
That's kind of interesting because during qualifying they were showing all those guys putting their hand.
They can put the hand up there, but you can't have webbing in between the gloves.
That's true NASCAR right there. If you ain't cheating, you ain't winning.
Here.
But Mr. Keselowski, he's having Logano. He's 33rd in points. Keselowski's not much better, or not much worse, but
watch that video real quick.
All right.
I give you a live reaction.
Oh, come on. Oh my God. That's that's a flag.
And it's huge. It's not just here. It goes like that. It's huge.
I
didn't realize it was that big.
I did not.
Until I saw that on TikTok. I go, holy shit.
Well, I appreciate guys trying to find out ways to be better.
Creative.
Wow. Keselowski's in 36th. Good news for him. He's 7 points above Jimmy Johnson, who's only run one race. So, all right, that's that. You touched on the ratings. Up 5%.
That's actually pretty good for NASCAR, to be honest.
That's awesome for NASCAR when they're usually flat or down a percent or so. And I do believe you're correct that a lot of it has to do
with the Netflix series.
That and you've got Denny Hamlin and Dale Jr., Dale Jr. He's on Bob Costas level now. But 5% increase year over year for I don't remember seeing that, not even for Daytona. That's insane for NASCAR. They were up 231,000.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. And I'm not sure if that includes all platforms because it's Fox. That was just on Fox alone. So you've got all the other platforms out there that they're running on. I don't know how that gets included on that, but I cannot say enough, and I'm not trying to be hyperbolic, but that was incredible. That was absolutely incredible.
And Vegas has all the makings of being another really good race, just like what we had.
I agree. I think it's a mile and a half as well. Just different banking and turns and that kind of thing. Let's cover the man. Until Keselowski went into the wall, I was kicking your ass. And
I was hoping he would crash. I'm like, just come on, out. I didn't want to take Larson with him, but I'm like, just go.
Smoking it. I was smoking. I was at like 219 or something like that until that happened. But anyway, you got me this week. You had a 190. I had a 164. Which made you
new league leader? New league leader. Desert Driver didn't make picks, so he just did one and done. Maybe he didn't realize you got to make over every week, but
I'm not sure. But you're up on me now, 321, 307. So
reminds me, what did I do for my other one? My other one, I only got 146.
No, we should have used that one. You just got lucky because you had to use Bubba, and
well, Bubba's always good at. I mean, but he's relatively decent on these.
He's in the mix at push tracks.
Yes. If Buescher didn't go out, I was gonna be happy. If Byron didn't get taken out by McDowell and Larson getting taken out by Keselowski, I've been all right.
And I also got a comment on Joey Logano for, you talk about the luckiest guy in the world until he got crashed out. Had to start the race because of his glove.
Yeah.
And
it cost immediately.
And then do a pass through, and while he's doing the pass through, we have a 16-car pileup. So not only did he not lose a lap, he just jumped 16 positions.
Yeah, and I took him out of my lineup too.
I did. I had him in until the penalty was announced, and I took him out.
But
as it turned out, I'm glad I did.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It just, oh my gosh, it irritated the dog out of me that accident happened, and I had him in my freaking lineup. I took him out, and it was like, son of a, and then he crashed. I was like, okay, I'm good. Man, I was looking for something here, and I can't remember what I was looking for, so I guess it didn't matter. Was it on Jason? Something reminded me over here. Well, are we pretty much done chewing up Atlanta?
Yeah.
All right. Just a little side note. McDowell he got the pole. He won stage 1. Cindric won stage 2, and of course Suarez won. I did want to say that McDowell, I'm sorry, Front Row Motorsports, they were pretty impressive most of the day. I mean, they were
Todd Gilliland had led the most laps. By the fun facts, he's led the most laps of the year, including Daytona.
Oh, I didn't know that. I loved your other. You posted it on NASCAR fans.
This is the first time ever in NASCAR history.
Every race in the top 3 tiers of NASCAR, Truck, Xfinity, and Cup this year. That's never happened.
Yeah, first 6 races and for all 2 weeks. Yep. First time's ever happened. I'm like, well, that's a nice little tidbit.
That was cool. That was cool.
Twitter or X or whatever you want to call it. Good information.
Austin Hill wins the Xfinity. That's back-to-back.
For him.
Yep. He won Daytona and he won Xfinity.
Kyle Busch
wins the truck race.
He should have won this race, too. He was the fastest car for both weeks. I'm putting him in my lineup for Vegas. I don't care. He's too fast not to win. He's going in. Spoiler.
Well, I'm putting him in, too, and I had him in this week, and I'm glad I did. And you did as well. You had him in.
Yep.
Don't want to wear him out.
It's going to be like last time.
I remember what I was going to say. I think Kyle Busch just got in the running with Chase Elliott for most popular driver of the year by taking out Hamlin the first time.
Oh, yeah.
I thought that was awesome.
Oh, you know what? You know a little fun fact you might find hilarious about Denny Hamlin? I don't know why he would tell people this, but he was on his stupid podcast. Did you know he pissed himself at Daytona?
No. I didn't hear that. Oh, that's awesome.
He said for the first time ever, he had to go bathroom so bad during the race, and it went so long, and the red flags, and he was so thirsty. He after all the crashes, he said after the last crash, I went on pit road and I couldn't leave because we're whatever. So he just pissed himself in the car. Why would you tell people that, bro?
That's it. Why would you say anything? Nobody would have known. Oh my God, no, I did not know.
No.
But I don't watch his podcast just because I don't like him.
He has... Yes, he is cocky, but there is information. I like the insight from the driver's perspective because he has his... I don't know who that is that he does the podcast with, if it's his friend or a colleague or someone helps run the podcast, but he asked him questions on the outside looking in and also inside looking in, so I like that perspective. And Denny Hamlin just came out and said, he's like, the first time in my life or my NASCAR career, I peed myself. I'm like, bro, what? No.
You don't. Yeah, okay, it happens, but you don't tell people that.
Yeah, right. Like it's kind of like a unsung secret. Like we know that you're sitting there sometimes for 4 or 5 hours. We get it. Either you sweat it out or pee it out. You don't tell people. God.
Now he'll try and put that fire suit up for auction.
Probably will.
That's hilarious.
I couldn't believe he did that. Or at least he told people. I couldn't believe it. Like, what are you doing? I mean, I guess, did that make it more relatable? Whatever.
Well,
at least in the hindsight, he's the most transparent driver because he did the Netflix series. Don't get me wrong, yeah, he is the villain, but like also he is the most transparent. So, but that is something you just lock away.
It seems to me like he's looking for some avenue to make people like him, and he's unrelatable. Dude, you're at the top of your game. You race for one of the best companies in NASCAR, let alone that NASCAR has ever seen. You own your own team with one of the top athletes of all time. My question is, how do you get there with your attitude? And he wants to act like he's the senior statesman or something for NASCAR as a driver, be a Dale Earnhardt or a Jeff Burton or a Jeff Gordon or somebody. And he doesn't have the charisma, certain people can do things and it just is natural. It just seems like whatever he does is robotic. It's like somebody put a bug in his ear. Tell him that you beat everybody's favorite driver. Again.
He's just trying to get a reaction and see what works.
No. It's not working. It's not. And I almost had a really good sweep for our picks, I had Keselowski as a dark horse and winner. That didn't work out too good. You had
I had Byron, right?
No, you had Logano as the dark horse and Chase as the winner.
Oh, well, I still won both, I think, so.
You definitely won the winner's side because Chase finished, Keselowski didn't. I'm not sure. I think Keselowski finished because Joey went out earlier than him. So there's that. There hasn't been much news coming out as far as I didn't see anything on penalties.
There is something with the truck series. Someone's roof flew off or something.
Yeah, and they got a picture of the dude pit crew member standing next to him with a roll of duct tape. Like that's gonna work.
Yeah, there is something.
I don't remember whose truck that was. I did see that. That was hilarious. I don't remember. The whole roof is gone. All you see is the roll bars.
I heard about it, and so NASCAR is wondering how and why.
Well, somebody didn't do their job welding very well.
Who had stuff confiscated in NASCAR? Someone did.
Oh, was it Stewart Haas cars? It was the roof rails out of Daytona?
There's something that was confiscated, yeah.
Yeah, I think it was 2 of the Stewart Haas cars.
Trying to find it.
Yeah, I can't remember. I think it was, but it was the roof rails that they took. And I haven't heard anything about it.
NASCAR confiscates parts from the 2 Stewart Haas teams. Roof rail deflectors from 2 Stewart Haas teams, Noah Gragson and Ryan Preece. They took that pre-race in Atlanta.
Okay.
Inspection. Obviously, those details will come out this week because we're on Tuesday and that comes out on Wednesday.
Usually.
I wonder if Joey Logano's going to get a fine or anything for his gloves. But they put him. Well, they penalized him for back of the line to pass through. So I wonder if that's just it.
I think that's probably just going to be it, or they'd have announced it. Since they made that judgment, I would think that if there was a monetary fine or points fine or L1, L2, whatever, they'd have already announced that too. I think he just safety violation, back of the pack, passed through. Luckiest dude on earth that day. So, the only other little news tidbit that stuck out to me of any consequence was Kyle Busch is suing Rev Racing, the team the organization that bought his truck team for $365,000 that they are supposedly in arrears, didn't pay him. I don't know all the details about that. I don't understand why he would have signed the paperwork unless all the financing and money was there, but I'm sure there's some details we don't know anything about. But that's the only, to me, interesting thing off track over the last week. We've kind of gotten everything else. Is there something you want to talk about?
I was looking at a couple things on Twitter. There's a Haley digging thing starting in Las Vegas. The Hendrick did announce today that they are, how many races are they doing? Xfinity?
Oh, in the 17 car?
Yeah, I forgot how many races. It's like it's like 14 or something like.
Yeah, it's not just a few.
Trying to find the number. Oh, there. The number 17 Hendricks car team made of 4 Xfinity Series starts in 2020 and 6 in 2023. It combined 10 appearances. Yeah, that's not what I was looking for. How many? Oh, 10. Yeah, we'll enter 10 Xfinity races in 2020. And each of the Hendricks drivers will be a part of it. Depending where. Byron, Elliott, Bowman, and Larson will all drive that car at some point.
That's pretty cool.
That was announced. Oh, Phoenix is Byron. Circuit of America's Coda is Kyle Larson. Darlington is Byron. Charlotte, Elliott. Sonoma. Oh, that was unexpected. Sonoma, guess who?
Elliott?
Boris said.
Nice.
Didn't expect that one. Boris said. And then New Hampshire, Bowman. Chicago, Kyle. Pocono, Byron. Darlington is Elliott. And Watkins Glen, Byron. So it looks like everyone's getting it at least twice. And then a random Boris said.
I like Boris. He's a good guy. They used to at the tracks when he would back in the days when they would bring him in only for Sonoma and Fontana, or not Fontana, Watkins Glen. They would sell wigs at the track.
Oh, hey! Ha! As we just talked about it 1 minute ago, penalties for Gregson and Priest for their roof docked 35 points. For their air roof deflectors not being in compliance. Team made part. Logano fined $10,000 for the glove safety violation. Competition penalty was passed through. Yaley's Xfinity crew chief, Jason Miller, suspended for 2 races for Kyle Weatherman's altercation. I don't know what that happened there. But there you go.
All right, so Gregson and who?
Noah Gregson and Ryan Priest for the roof rails.
All right, hang on a minute.
This just came out literally a minute ago as we're talking.
Oh, that's nice. Gregson and Priest, where are they at right now before they update it?
Noah Gregson, he's probably not even top. Noah Gregson is 10th or 26th with 48 points. So he'll drop 35 down to 13. No?
That'll put him below.
No, he only has 35 points. Hold on. No, he only has 29 points.
He's in the hole.
Yeah, he's negative 6 points, and Ryan Priest has 35. He'll be down to 0.
And they'll both be below Jimmy Johnson.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, at least they didn't take points away from Logano. They just fined him. And it didn't work out. Maybe he'll stop that. All right. Well, good for you. Staying on top of it. Because again, when we do these Tuesday hits, that's when things normally start coming out, is Tuesday into Wednesday. All right. Vegas is next. And I like it. Your top people to watch at Vegas over the last 10 races. Top 10s. Truex has 9. Logano has 5. Hamlin has 6. Wait a minute. I got this filtered wrong. Excuse me for a minute. I got to fix this. Because I want the most. There we go. There we go. All right. Truex is 9. Larson and Kyle Busch each have 7. Logano, Keselowski, and well, you can't count Harvick anymore. They each have 6. Blaney, Byron, Logano each have 5. And Bowman, Elliott, Reddick, and Bell each have 4. Of those, your winners, Joey Logano in the last 10 races has won Las Vegas 3 times. There you go. Larson has 2. Then we got Byron, Hamlin, Bowman, and Truex that each have 1. And that's it. Of active drivers, which I find amazing that Keselowski has never won, or hasn't, at least in the last 10 races, because that's how this filters out. Bubba. You know, his average finish is 20th at Vegas. Let's see some other names here real quick. Where's Chase Elliott? Is he up? Wow. This looks like a race to not average finish. Let's see if he comes up on that filter. Holy crap. Where you at, Chase? There he is. Okay, last 10 races. He's got 2 top 5s, 4 top 10s. His average finish is 15.3. The good part with Chase is he's raced there 9 times and he's got 9 finishes. So he sticks around. He just doesn't seem to have what it takes to get her done. His average start is 12.4. His average finish is 15.3. That's kind of amazing because that seems like the kind of track that he would like. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So anyway, with all that thrown at you, who are you taking as your dark horse?
Dark
horse is 25 or lower.
Tyler Reddick.
You're taking Tyler, Mr. Number 40 or
he's 20.
Yeah, 45.
Yep.
And your winner?
I have to go Kyle Busch. He's just to me, he's on too much of a hot streak, and he's just gotten.
Oh, believe me, he's going to be in my lineup.
Yeah, he's just too fast right now.
I'm taking Joey for the win, and Keselowski as the dark horse. Both of those boys. Well, no, look at it. I mean, for the love of God, they're 36th for Keselowski. In the standings, and Logano's 33. It's and they're both pretty decent at this track. They got to do something. So that's that. We talked about the fantasy league. Unless there's something else you'd like to discuss, I'll kind of end this up.
Yeah, no, I didn't see anything else. Like I said, I think we just got lucky with that last one. That penalty, but other than that, there's no news. I looked, there's nothing going on.
All right. Well, everyone, check us out if you already are. Tell your friends, neighbors, whatever. Interact with us. Get into the fantasy league. Go to NASCAR.com, Fantasy Live. Search for Burn It Down NASCAR Podcast and join us. So we got some things to talk about. It's fun and it's free. Also, check out True NASCAR fans on Facebook, and of course our Burn It Down podcast Facebook page. So a lot of fun. I hope this year keeps going the way it's gone so far. It's been a hoot. So with that, I will say goodbye, and hopefully everybody, some people, anybody, come back next week. But it doesn't matter, because this is just a father and son that sit down once a week after the race and we talk about what we saw, what we liked, and what we think. And ain't nobody paying us nothing. So it's just us having fun. And with that, see you after Vegas.